Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN, presented by Air National Guard. A very special day here at the ballpark, the dog days of summer here, and it's day 2 of series number 4 of Athletes Unlimited Championship season. There's one of our favorite guests at the ballpark today. Team Davidson taking on Team Nichols to kick things off. That one maybe a little bit sleepy. We'll get him woken up here in just a minute as we get set for this game. Bubba Nichols and company, well, they came alive late in the game yesterday. Her first time as a captain at Athletes Unlimited, and she started it off the right way. She did the job at the end. Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, and Bubba comes through for her team. A base hit up the middle to walk it off. 3-2 winners over Team Urtez. Of course, the celebration, Bubba on the shoulders, and she is in a great spot in second place on the leaderboard, chasing Odyssey Alexander, who had another great day. They collected all 120 win points in their game. We've got 3 new faces in the top 10. Alyssa Denham, big-time mover, all the way up to 4th. She finished 2nd last year. We'll see if she can keep climbing up the leaderboard as well. Alongside the 2-time All-American Amanda Scarborough, I'm Chucky Kempf. Well, Bubba Nichols and company trailed 2-0, but a resilient performance for her in her first time as a captain.
Yeah, we've had a lot of close games already this season. In fact, half of the games that we've had have been decided by 2 runs or less. So you know that leaves a lot of room for heroics like Bubba Nichols with her 2nd walk-off hit yesterday. But it was really a team effort by Team Nichols. Of course, she led the way as a first-time captain. But Kelsey Harshman tied up the game with a 2-run home run in the 5th inning. A come-from-behind victory for Team Nichols. Brought in Catherine Sandercock also in the 5th inning. That 5th inning seemed to be a turning point with Sandercock entering the game, the defense stepping up, the home run by Harshman to tie it, and then, of course, the walk-off hit by Bubba Nichols, the captain.
Sandercock 2 1/3, just 2 hits allowed, got the win. Here's what they did yesterday. Just 2 earned runs allowed from their pitching staff. We saw 3 different arms, did not give up a leadoff hit, and allowed just 2 for 10 with runners on. And then on the offensive side, it helps when 7 of your 9 in your order reach base. Had a .333 team on base percentage, and they were just clutch overall. All 3 runs coming with 2 outs for Team Nichols yesterday in their win over Team Urtez. Mia Davidson trying to lead her team to a bounce back after they were shut out yesterday, 5-0 against Team Alexander. So Mia makes some changes to the lineup. Andrea Filler from the 6th spot up to the 2-hole. Haley McClenny, maybe for the first time ever, not in the 1st or 2nd spot in the lineup. She is batting 5th for them, and we'll see if Mia can find the recipe. Filler 2 hits yesterday, and so she slots in behind Victoria Hayward. We are ready. Day 2 of series number 4 here. This season is winding down, and it should come down to the wire. We showed you that leaderboard. Odyssey Alexander and Bubba Nichols up top 2. The biggest gap on the leaderboard is from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. But after that, it is really close. Somebody's going to have to prove themselves against Odyssey Alexander and knock her team off to be able to catch her in this final week of the season. Sandercock gets a swing and miss from Victoria Hayward. Kat Sandercock yesterday, 2 1/3, just gave up 2 hits and got the win, her 2nd career win. She has 3 saves, which is 1 shy of the record for Athletes Unlimited, and is 2-1 on the season with a sub-1 ERA now. The biggest stat, though, I think I've seen from her, Amanda, just 1 walk in 18 1/3 innings.
At pinpoint precision. 1 walk in that many innings is crazy. Such good command, more of a pitch to contact type pitcher. Not going to get a ton of strikeouts. In fact, only 8 on the season, but really relies on her defense, and they step up and make plays back behind her. That ERA, though, my goodness.
Unbelievable. The rookie pitching performances we've seen have been tremendous. There's all the pitchers, but for the rookies to come in and have this level of success, working against batters like Victoria Hayward, Sierra Romero, Haley McClenny. I mean, these bats, they're such tough outs, and that's really everybody in this league. 1-2, that's fouled up and out of play. Georgina Korick always just chilling with those glasses. I love it.
Likes to keep things loose in the dugout.
Another foul ball for Victoria Hayward. Is this not just typical Vic Hayward? You could basically skip like 6 or 7 pitches into her at bat to lead off games and start from there.
Well, there was a pitch earlier in the count that I thought should have been a strikeout just off the edge of the plate. Good location. I think it froze Vic. Thought it should have been a strikeout, and now here we are. 7th pitch of the AB coming, prolonging this at bat like she normally does.
1-2 upstairs, 2-2. Talked yesterday about Sandercock's approach, how nothing's really changed for her from her time at Florida State. Just shows you how good her stuff is, but she's so good at that pitch-by-pitch mentality. Another foul ball for Hayward.
And she'll throw in the upper 60s, occasionally hit 70 miles an hour, but it's interesting her pitch distribution where she'll go with her more known drop ball. I feel like that's what she went to Florida State with, her best pitch, but then developed more up in the zone with her rise ball, and will also throw a fastball that has that over-the-top rotation similar to her drop ball too. But living on the edges just like that is what she's so good at. This time on the outside part of the plate, she's been putting that exact height on the inside part of the plate to Hayward. See if she goes to an off-speed pitch that she doesn't throw all too often, but feels like the right time to work into this AB.
5 foul balls in this at-bat. Watches ball 3. That was the 10th pitch of the at-bat.
I think I would have thrown, even though you're showing it early, I think I would have thrown that changeup in that 2-2 count.
11th pitch coming, full count. Another foul ball.
Oh my goodness. Just a pesky hitter. When you're in the circle facing a hitter like this, and I go back to she had a chance, and that one inside drop ball to Vic that looked like a strike to me did not get called, and this is what ends up happening. 12th pitch of the at-bat coming.
And outside.
Oh, man.
What an at-bat. 8 points for Victoria Hayward there.
Remember, just the second walk given up by Sandercock in over 18 innings of work this season. Hayward just got on base so many times. You have base on balls.
Now on to Andrea Filler. See how aggressive Victoria Hayward is. We saw her at the end of the game yesterday, down 5 runs, take a base. Filler down 0-1 in the count. 2 hits yesterday from the 6 hole. See if her bat's starting to wake up here in this championship season. And again, Sandercock out in front.
Yeah, and for Captain Nichols, or Bubba Nichols, giving Sandercock the start, it's a different role than what we've seen her. Most of her appearances have come in relief. This is just her second start of the season. She's so good at both. You can use her in so many different ways.
9th appearance, but just the second start. Filler ground ball left side. Warren gonna get the lead runner, but it goes into the outfield. Hayward gonna take third, and a tough spot here in the first inning.
Uncharacteristic defensive mistake. These defenses are normally so sure, but this throw pulls Kelsey Harshman more toward left field, and you'll notice it actually hits off of the umpire, and that was such a fortunate bounce for Team Nichols, because if not, that ball I think would have rolled for sure to the outfield, of course, but I think all the way to the fence with where everybody was positioned on that.
So now you go to the 3 hole with Sierra Romero. Big cut through that first pitch for strike 1. Team Davidson a chance here to score their first runs of Series 4. Ground ball back to Sandercock. She's going to go to second, and then Hayward comes in. And it looks like a little bit of a miscommunication there defensively. The run comes across and nobody out.
You'll see that the infield is playing in. Infield is playing in, middle's playing in, and Kat Sandercock, I think, wanted to turn too. That's why she immediately went to second base, was going to give up that run. Nobody covering, infield playing in, lack of communication there. Harshman talking to her pitcher saying that's on me, or just a little bit of communication there after that play.
So instead of a potential double play or an out anywhere, nothing, and Davidson into right, it's over Piancastelli. Filler coming around third. Romero stops at third. It's a double for Mia. Maybe they'll rule that a double. It should be 20 points for Davidson, but some defensive miscues here for Team Nichols in the first inning.
3 miscues in a row. This is Erica Piancastelli out in right field, takes a couple of steps in and then tries to backtrack, but that ball just continued to carry more toward the warning track, and she tried to stretch right at the last minute, but another misread there. And like I said, 3 miscues on defense in a row for Team Nichols that you're seeing that's led to 2 runs.
$20 points for Davidson on the double. She is currently in 6th place, closing in on 5th, and Anissa Ortez. And now Haley McClenny. Another big opportunity, still trying to get her bat rolling this season. First pitch outside.
Well, and as we mentioned with Sandercock in the circle, she's not going to get a lot of strikeouts. And when you have runners on base, less than 2 outs or nobody out, that's the time where you need that strikeout. You need that swing and miss to get you an out on the board.
Piancastelli running in, makes the catch. Runner is going to come home. The throw is there. Romero's out at the plate. That is a big play.
What a wild first inning. 3 miscues in a row, and then on the next batter, it's a double play. Piancastelli, this is a towering fly ball that was hit foul, decides to catch it. It's shallow enough that she makes that decision. Good communication, man. Her arm to make that throw to Jordan Roberts, that is a bullet, a gun. That throw was just a cannon. I have no other adjectives to get to Jordan Roberts to make that tag.
She didn't even get it out of her glove clean either.
Wow, she didn't. Double clutched. Romero goes in hard, but Roberts able to put the tag on. Kat Sandercock needed that double play.
Nadia Taylor at first base today for Team Davidson. She has the last opportunity to add to this 2-run lead in the top of the first. This is hit well into left field and deep. Circle going back, gone into the players' suite. Nadia Taylor, a 2-run shot, and it is 4-0 for Team Davidson, who could not plate a run yesterday.
Nadia Taylor, that was a towering home run. It went so high, trying to work her on the inner half, but didn't even get all of that pitch, by the way. Only went 224 feet, so just barely over the fence. We've seen some towering deep shots, but this one was towering high, not deep. And Nadia Taylor, a 2-run home run, a big 4-run inning for Team Davidson.
Filler reached on the air. Then Romero had the ground ball back to Sandercock. They didn't get an out on that play. Piancastelli misplayed the Davidson ball into right field. And look at this. Teams who have scored 4 or more runs this season are 15-1. In Davidson, you're going to have to find a way to hold them in a big way, just the way pitching has gone this year.
Yep.
Georgina Korick already up in the bullpen. Back to Sandercock, chance to get out of it. To her credit, this really shouldn't have been this bad of an inning for Team Nichols. Couple miscues, and they are trailing by 4. Four 0, big hill to climb here for Team Nichols, not just in the first with any points on the line, but the rest of the way. Teams who have scored 4 or more, we showed you, have dominated. Here is the lineup for Team Nichols. Showed their resiliency yesterday. We'll see if they can do it again. Morgan Zirkle leads it off. She's been great this season. Kelsey Harshman tied the game with the 2-run home run yesterday. Nichols had the walk-off, and they've got plenty of power toward the bottom of that order as well with Piper and Roberts, the talented rookie Rachel Becker in the 9 hole. She showed off the glove a ton yesterday. And they face off with the veteran, Haley Wagner from Orange, California. Played her college ball at Michigan long ago, 5 years in the NPF. She has played in every Athletes Unlimited season. Just her 3rd appearance. She's only thrown 4 1/3 this season with a 3.23 ERA, but the veteran gets the nod.
I'm sure she's ready for the start, itching to get out there, the lefty, the hard thrower. And you'll see her work more side to side with her curveball and her screwball. Able to place both of those pitches on multiple different levels too.
Well, a lot of these players have seen Haley over the years. They just have not been exposed to her much in this championship season. She's given up 7 hits in the 4 1/3 that she has thrown, just 1 home run. This is her 9th season of professional softball. Wasn't even drafted out of college, but she has had a tremendous professional career. Gets Zirkle to swing through it for strike 2.
Feels good to go out there too with a little 4-run lead.
Yeah.
That'll give you some confidence real quick.
Mia Davidson took Megan Faremo and Mariah Masson with her first 2 picks. So going with her 3rd arm. The 4th is the rookie Micah Sutherland out of Cal State Fullerton. A couple souvenirs over there. But we saw Faremo and Masson yesterday. Ground ball, backhand by Sierra. Really nice play at second base from the veteran Sierra Romero. Helping out her former college teammate in the circle.
Sierra Romero able to get a good read, goes to her backhand and just wants to get rid of the ball as quickly as she can, knowing that Morgan Zirkle just has so much speed down the line. Made that play pretty easily too.
Harshman swings through it for strike 1. Haley Wagner's thinking, I've seen Sierra Romero make a lot of those plays. I've seen her hit the ball over the wall a lot of times. A little too close to Harshman, the lefty. Lefty-lefty matchup to the first two batters. A couple more toward the bottom of the order. Aubrey Leech in there in the 6 hole. Great pitch from Wagner, taking something off.
Yeah, she's throwing that changeup. A lot of confidence early in this game. A couple of times that she's thrown it, it's been money.
Long way to go for Team Nichols. 1-2. Just outside. So it's from 52 to 68 right there. Quite the difference. Two. Inside again and put right down the right field line. Well placed by Harshman, who holds up at first with a 1-out single.
Kelsey Harshman has just been such a tough out this season. That pitch was about 2 balls off of the plate, and she still got a hit off of it. Not a bad pitch location at all by Haley Wagner, but that's just how good that Kelsey Harshman has been this season with her hands.
Yeah, we've seen her do it in a lot of ways. Didn't get all of that, but finds a way down the right field line, having a great season, hitting over 350 this year. Now the captain, Bubba Nichols. From Merced, California, played her college ball at UCLA. Wagner gets a strike call in the outside corner, 1-1. Bubba's so versatile and kind of quietly goes about her business in some ways. Her play is usually not so quiet, but Romero, long run, makes the grab. Not going to get the double play, but there's 2 away. Here's Bianca Stelli. Had the nice throw on the double play, but had misplayed the Mia Davidson double, so she's trying to make up for that with the bat, which she can do. 1 for 3 at the plate yesterday.
That throw seriously was just so strong, and I'm sure she wanted to make up for the misread that she had earlier in the inning, and the best way to do that is a double play.
Just one of those runs from Sandercock was earned, so in regards to pitching points on the leaderboard, she only got -10 for that. 1-1 to Bianca Stelli, outside ball 2. Really good defensive team that Mia Davidson put together. This is the best team ERA and the lowest, or the second lowest opponent batting average of any of the teams compiled this week. The ERA just a touch over 2.52. Then you look around the infield, Fisher, Bates, Romero. They've made a change at first today with Filler going out to right and Nadia Taylor stepping in, but Hayward and McClenny both in the outfield. This is hit hard into right center field. McClenny goes over, makes the catch for out number 3. A 1-out single for Harshman, but a great start for Haley Wagner and company. They have the first 10-inning win points of the day.
Team Davidson scored 4 runs in the top of the first inning because of some defensive miscues by Team Nichols. There was a throwing error by Jesse Warren, and then lack of communication to try to turn a double play Sandercock wanted. Ground ball hit right back to her, and then a misread out in right field by Erica Piancastelli, capitalized then by a Nadia Taylor 2-run home run. 3 defensive miscues in a row, and also the entire inning started, Chucky, with an at-bat by Victoria Hayward that was 1 for the books. Drew that walk, started off the inning, got on base, and led to 4 runs.
That was the tone setter for that inning. Kat Sandercock, in 11 2/3 as a reliever, has given up 2 earned runs. In 4 1/3 as a starter, has given up 8 runs, but only 1 of them is earned. There are those numbers right there as a reliever, and really as a starter too. It's just been some defensive issues behind her as a starter, and it's one of those things where you just kind of say, well, it's kind of unlucky.
Yeah, and especially she'd only walked 1 batter before Victoria Hayward in 18 innings pitched. And that's why that AB by Hayward was 1 for the books. The amount of pitches that she saw, that she fouled off, that she took to draw that walk to lead off the inning.
Now the rookie Frankie Hamoudi out of Oakland, California. Her sister Nicole is on the Philippines national team. She played at the WBSC World Cup qualifier. Ground ball left side, picked up there by Warren. And there's quickly 1 away here in the second. Let's go down to Savannah with more on Kat Sandercock.
When Bubba Nichols built her team, there were some qualities she was looking for in her teammates: flexible, adjustable, willing to do whatever it takes for the team. Now, when I talked to her facilitator, Ellie Cooper, those are the same words she used to describe Kat Sandercock. Cooper told me about how in her senior season at FSU, Coach Alameda came to Sandercock and said, "We're going to pitch as a staff this year. The innings are planned, and we're going to need you to do a lot of different things aside from being a starter." That's when they started to see her in middle relief as a closer, and now she's fitting into this AU system that's starting to develop so well, because Kat Sandercock's reaction to that situation is, "I'll do whatever it takes for the team." So while we talked about her prowess as a closer, today we're seeing her as a starter for her captain, Bubba Nichols, and she embodies everything she was trying to put together in this Week 4 Orange squad.
That's a good point. Lonnie Alameda with that staff approach. I mean, I think that's something we've seen. You can speak to this better than anybody, but I think it's something you're seeing more and more in the college game, and maybe that is a lack of just dominant arms plus the data these hitters have, so it's harder for pitchers to go deep in games. But in some ways, I think Lonnie is, led the change in that regard.
Yeah, definitely at the forefront. You're starting to see this shift more and more at every level, not just at college level, but I think that we're seeing it here this season and last season, relying on his staff. And that's why Bubba Nichols knows the importance of being able to have that flexibility, both in her lineup, defensively, and also in the circle with different roles.
2 quick outs. Hayward swinging, and Piper stabs it at first. Big smile at Victoria Hayward right there. A 6-pitch inning for Kat Sandercock, and she goes 1, 2, 3.
This got on Lily Piper in a hurry. Basically grabbed it when it was almost behind her. A line drive off the bat of Hayward right at Lily Piper.
Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. That picture of Amanda Lorenz, so good. And then Bubba Nichols, the hero, yesterday with the walk-off base hit. Jade Hewitt always capturing the best moments of Athletes Unlimited sports. Don't forget, for every run scored during this year's Athletes Unlimited softball season, Aspiration is committed to planting 10 trees. We're now over 1,200 thanks to Aspiration's support this season. Jesse Warren will lead things off here against Haley Wagner. 4-run deficit, 10 inning win points on the line. Team Nichols a chance to collect those. Warren didn't get a great swing on this, but so much power over the left field wall. She was out in front of that pitch and somehow still sends it over the wall and left.
We just see such special things at AU. In the circle, defensively, up at the plate. I mean, the way that this team does their Team Gritty 2 celebration, everybody getting in on it, but the way that Jesse Warren was able to just stay on this changeup, got fooled by it a little bit, hit it well out in front, but just hung on to her swing to stay on plane in front of her body and still provided the power to send that one 240 feet, 72 miles an hour off the bat. Got fooled on a changeup, but that pitch location of that changeup was right down the heart of the plate.
Ridiculous, right? I mean, when I saw her make contact, there's just no way that's going to leave the yard with the way she was kind of leaning over, but wow. Aubrey Leech laying down the bunt, not going to get her. She has to be one of the fastest players in this field. So impressive. We've seen that a number of times this season from Aubrey Leech.
Yeah, she's so quick, and she has such a good feel of the game. So everybody is oohing and ahhing about that home run and how far it went, and is still a little bit shocked by it. And then Aubrey Leech lays down that beautiful bunt right after it to compliment it.
You know, Savannah's got Jesse Warren in the dugout.
Thanks, Chucky. Jesse, a team celebrates any time for a home run, but that seemed particularly excited. Why was that? The hugs, the screaming in this dugout.
Before my at-bat, I was talking to a few of the girls about my plan going up to the plate, which was to sit first pitch change and then adjust from there. And I just happened to get a first pitch change up and stuck to my plan and sent it. So we have a really cool celebration at home plate. I love it, and we were just excited to do it.
Okay, tell me about the celebration and the team name this week.
We gritty into home plate, ladies. Yeah, so we're Bubba's dimes, holding a dime in our pointer finger and thumb, and then just coming into home plate, celebrating, having fun with it, and just kind of staying lighthearted and loose.
What is it about this team? Yesterday, coming down to the wire, having to pull through today, not the start you want in the first inning, but the vibes have not changed in this dugout regardless of the score.
Absolutely not. We had a few, oh, nice place this. We had a few errors in the first inning, just miscommunication from us, and we kind of got in the circle. It was one inning. We still have a whole ball game left to play, and kind of just going to keep the energy high and keep playing the game.
Thanks, Jesse. Appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.
Thanks, Savannah. Ground ball double play for Sis Bates here. Big outs for Haley Wagner.
Look at Sis Bates taking a couple of steps toward the middle of the infield, anticipating a ground ball hit up the middle of the field. She gets it and quickly just gets to step on two, make the throw on her own, and get a double play for Team Davidson. Anticipation is what Sis Bates is so good at defensively. Knowing what pitch is coming, what hitter is up, where they normally hit the ball, what their spray chart would look like, and what the situation is with the force out.
In the air after the solo home run, Wagner very quickly goes 1, 2, 3. It's just an 8-pitch inning, even though Team Nichols does get on the board. A solo shot from Jesse Warren, and they get 10-inning win points. 4-1. Team Nichols gets one back. Fighting right now as we go to the 3rd inning with Team Davidson coming to the plate. Don't forget our next WNBA matchup on ABC. Tips off later this afternoon in Las Vegas as the Aces and Asia Wilson. They've got the league's best record, and they're taking on the Sparks. Coverage tips at 2:30 Eastern with WNBA Countdown. You do a little split screen, get 2 TVs rolling for our second game of our doubleheader today. And watch some WNBA. And Alyssa Smith, the Athletes Unlimited champion this year for basketball, the former Baylor star, also playing in the WNBA. She is just a stud. Kat Sandercock. How about this? First batter, Victoria Hayward, saw 12 pitches. The last 9 batters have seen 21 total.
Such a great stat. But and I don't mean to harp on it, but there was a pitch in an at-bat that looked like Hayward could have been struck out on. And we talked about it when she was in that at-bat and how important of a pitch that was. And then she goes on to extend her at-bat, draw that amazing walk.
It's a great point by you, but I can't help but say, no, it's just the pitcher.
I know, but I also see it, you know, with the Yakkertech information, the exact pitch location. So that's why I'm very confident with saying that it was a strike.
It's a good point.
It happens, you know, calls get missed. I get it.
0-2 for Sandercock. Ground ball left side, Warren. Here goes Jessie Warren again. Flashing the leather at third.
Has to feel so cool for Kat Sandercock to play next to Jessie Warren, who is like a defensive hero at FSU and also as a professional athlete. Lays out for this. It would have gone through the 5-6 hole and then makes a really good throw to first base after she gets up to her feet. But Kat Sandercock just gets to watch the beauty of Jessie Warren defense over at third base.
This is the defense we expect from this team in orange this week, and from all the teams for that matter. Jessie Warren just doing what she does over at third. Sat out last summer, but returns this year. I think everybody who is a softball fan is happy to see her back on the field. Romero takes that. It's a 2-0 count. First 2-0 of the game for Sandercock. Inside corner, Romero paints the line. That's going to the corner, and Sierra's headed for second. It's a 1-out double.
Just about the only place that you could put it to keep it away from Jessie Warren. This ball just hugged the line. It was an inside pitch right at her knees, and Sierra Romero takes a good swing at it. Barely kept it fair and got it past Jessie Warren, but that ball just hugged the line. Again, the only way you're going to get it past Jessie Warren is, I think, if you do exactly that right down the line.
Hit the base, maybe a little misdirection too. You can... Nadia Davidson, a runner in scoring position. An RBI double, her first trip to the plate. Hit to Warren, who smothers it. Does have to make the play to first, which she does from her knees, and there's 2 outs.
I think initially she thought this was coming a lot harder off the bat than it actually did. This is just 58 miles an hour off the bat. Almost is like a knuckleball or like a drop ball. She reacted so quickly. You're used to the ball just flying at you over at third base. Tried to get her glove there. Still got the out.
2 outs for McClenny. One thing you've talked about with Jessie Warren is just how calm she is, how she understands every situation. I mean, to watch her go down to her knees, the ball is between her legs, and then kind of even squares herself to first base before she makes the throw, but never just relax the whole time.
She's just so good, and that's why we've seen a couple of throwing mistakes from her the past couple of nights. It's just such a rarity.
The Florida State faithful just missing Josie Muffley on this team this week. 0-2 from Sandercock. McClenny into left field, foul territory. And down, Zirkle can't quite get to it. Haley trying to fight through it right now. She still has found ways to be effective at the plate. The hits have not come like she expects them to. Still tied for the league lead in walks. Or was, I should say, before Hayward walked in the first. Another foul ball and still a tough out. Sierra's staying busy at second base right now.
Yeah, just getting a lot of steps in.
She is a little tired out there right now. Another 0-2 pitch coming. Scooped up by Roberts behind the plate.
It's good reactions by Jordan Roberts on that pitch. You could tell she expected that to be a little bit more up in the zone. Instead, she has to turn her glove. That ball in front.
1-2 misses. Sandercock trying to put up back-to-back zeros after the 4 spot in the first. Just one of those runs was earned. Swings through it, strike 3. A 1-out double for Sierra Romero, but another clean inning for Kat Sandercock. Great response from her and some great defense from Jessie Warren. (4-1) Team Davidson leading Team Nichols. 10 more inning win points on the line here in the third as Team Nichols trying to crawl back into this one. We've got a very special guest coming up here, Sierra Romero out of Murrieta, California. Talked about Murrieta yesterday, just the hotbed for some talent, especially in the pros. The 2016 College Player of the Year, 3-time Big Ten Player of the Year, probably the best player in the history of the Big 12 Conference out of Michigan. Played behind Haley Wagner there with Abby Ramirez. Sierra, we'll wait till you get out of the huddle.
Shut him down on 3.
And we've got Sierra mic'd up live in the field. Thank you so much, Sierra. How special is it to be behind Haley Wagner, somebody who you've played a lot of ball with over the years?
It's been awesome. I don't even know the last time we were on the same team, whether it was AUX or AU. I really can't remember. This might be the first.
We've seen, I mean, one of the things so important in this league is just communication. We've seen a couple defensive miscues on the other side today, and it seems like more of a communication thing than anything. For you as a middle infielder, what are some of the things when the week starts that you talk to your shortstop about and try to get on the same page?
I think the biggest thing is like getting comfortable with their range, knowing how far people can go, knowing where they're comfortable making a throw to first versus when they're going to want to go to second base. But I know Sis pretty well, so I feel like, you want that ball? Ball. So I feel like there wasn't much to get used to with her, but anytime I get somebody new to my left or my right, the big thing is just figuring out where they're comfortable so I know maybe how much room I need to make up for, or just really what they like and what they don't like.
What's it like to play next to Sis?
So, I mean, I feel like when the ball's hit to her, I just start running off the field. So it feels pretty nice. I got to remind myself to stay on the field sometimes just in case. But it's fun. Her energy's always there. She's always making crazy plays, and she's just a fun, bubbly person in general. So it's awesome to be next to her.
We know you came back from the injury last year. What we've watched this summer, it feels like we're watching the National Player of the Year again back at Michigan. Do you feel that? And like, for somebody who has dealt with an injury, for a young player especially, what would be your advice to them with regards to how to bounce back from that?
I would say that the biggest thing is probably just making sure that you don't get in your head, and that's easier said than done. I definitely did it. My injury had me out for about 3 years, and so I think the big thing for me was talking about it and just constantly knowing that any negative that would happen, I would try to follow it with the positive, because injuries are tough and it's hard when things aren't going your way, things don't feel right. So this season it's been nice, because last season I was hurt in every game, and I feel really good this year. Big props to my trainer getting me ready to go, but I just think that the mindset has been different. Yeah, hey! The mindset has been different. It's kind of like that mentality of I'm not gonna let it beat me or hold me back any longer, and I was tired of playing scared. So I kind of just said, let's just play, and it's been great ever since.
Sierra, speaking of mentality, somehow we're in Series 4 and things are wrapping up next weekend, which is just unbelievable. But what's your mentality these last couple of weeks? What are your focuses?
So personally, I was pretty annoyed or frustrated because I don't think I've ever hit so many ground balls in my life. I don't even know the number because I don't look at my stats, but it feels like I've hit a lot of them. Stay. Here we go. It feels like I've hit a lot of them. So it's just been making those adjustments. But at the end of the day, I think the last 2 weeks is all about just focusing on the team, because you're either going to make a big jump or you're not. The last 2 weeks, so if you focus on just winning the game, that's literally all that matters. That's where the points come from.
Sierra, I think I saw your parents here this weekend. Is that right?
Yeah.
How awesome is that to have them in the building?
Oh, it's great, except the fact that my dad wants to hit 24/7.
Little family BP session
Oh,
or
yeah.
what?
I think he texted me like 30 minutes before the game. I was literally waiting to go on the field. He's like, you want to hit? I'm like, I'm about to play, Dad.
We just saw them in the players' suite, Mike and Melissa Romero.
Hey!
So is it one of those things that you and Sydney have to do it separately since you're not on the same team this week, or you guys do it together?
I don't even know how that would work, if I'm being honest. My dad also likes his sleep too, so I'm just kind of like, I guess we would see how that would work, but he's always wanting to give us points and cues, and he was like, please get a hit, and I'm like, Dad, I'm not in travel ball anymore. I got you though. Yeah! See you moving.
Well, I have to ask you too, your brother with the promotion this week, how exciting was that in the Romero household?
Oh, it was awesome. I'm excited for him. He works really hard, and his mentality is great. So he's ready for whatever life throws at him, and I'm super proud of him. Just to see him at 19 doing what he's doing. He's such a already young adult for being so young and not having gone to college and going out of high school. Like, there's no way that's easy. And so he's had to grow up pretty quick, but he's done a great job.
Well, he's got some pretty good sounding boards to ask some questions to and get some advice. Sierra, thanks so much for letting us listen in. We're just going to listen in the rest of this inning.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, hey.
1-2 count to Kelsey Harshman at the plate
Yeah,
with
hey,
a
here we
runner
go,
on
babe.
first.
Me you, Sam. Me you, sis. Yeah, hey.
Mikey Romero, the little brother of Sydney and Sierra, promoted to high A ball within the Red Sox organization.
Woo! Okay, good. See you. Good choice.
2 outs.
Good choice. Good. Here we go. Yeah.
It's the ball initially, obviously, Sierra Romero was thinking throw to 2, but with the momentum and where that hit was taking, Haley Wagner just to get the sure out of first base for that second out.
Yeah, hey, here you go, babe.
Now Bubba Nichols with 2 away and a runner on second.
Good. See you. See you, hey. Yeah, one, Seb. Yeah, whip. Yeah, babe. Here you go, Wags.
A lot of speed on second with Zirkle.
Nice pitch. I don't trust you. I feel like you're going to delay steal. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, hey.
Romero knows their speed with Zirkle on second. A softly hit line drive up the middle. Zirkle is going to come around to score. Bubba Nichols coming through again. That's 10 more inning win points. They have more inning win points in the game, even though they trail by 2.
Stay hot, Bubba Nichols. 9-game hit streak for Bubba Nichols, and she has stepped up every time seemingly when her team has needed her the most. 2 outs, speed at second base. Morgan Zirkle going to be able to score easily. She just gets to run on the hit, doesn't have to wait for anything. Bubba Nichols with another RBI.
4 of the 5 runs scored by Team Nichols this week with 2 outs now. The Warren home run, the only one that wasn't. And you said it, a 9-game hit streak, that's a league best.
Great pitch.
Erica Piancastelli. Tying run at the plate here in the bottom of the third. Another great game here in week 4. Hard hit down the left field line. Hayward tracks it down at the wall. Here comes Nichols. The throw, not in time. And Piancastelli into third. Bubba turned on the Jets right there.
Piancastelli had a good swing off of Haley Wagner in her first at bat too, just a line drive to center field. So seeing Haley Wagner well, that pitch more out over the plate. And again, with 2 outs, Bubba Nichols gets to get a good jump. She picks up Ellie Cooper, who is sending her the whole way. Look at her get her hand in right there. Her right hand comes over her body. Of course, it didn't matter because the throw got away, but look at Team Nichols chipping away at this lead, now just down by 1.
Haley Wagner had a strikeout of Becker to lead off the inning. Morgan Zirkle reached on the bunt. The throw was wide to Nadia Taylor. Would have been a close play anyway. And then Harshman with the ground out before back-to-back base hits. Sierra Romero mic'd up for us in the field at second base. Looks like they're going to intentionally walk Jessie Warren here to get to Aubrey Leech, which is a dangerous proposition, even though her average isn't what we saw at AUX. And this is going to be it for Haley Wagner as well. We're going to have a pitching change here in the bottom of the third. So Leech will be coming to the plate, and she will be the first batter to see Mariah Masson, who we'll get to when we come back.
think I'm going to go first pitch change and then sit hard out after that. I think since I can see her change up because her body slows down, I'm going to go middle out, sit hard middle out, and hope that she kind of leaks one over the plate, send it right center.
I like it.
That wasn't right center, but you'll take a home run in left center no matter what. That was our into the game with Air National Guard and Jesse Warren. Love those conversations.
Yeah, me too. I love when the plan just comes to fruition. Got that first pitch change, hits a home run, then gets intentionally walked in her next AB.
Mariah Masson actually matched her total of earned runs allowed yesterday in a relief appearance. 3 1/3 as Jesse Warren takes second. Masson gave up 5 hits and 2 earned in the 3 1/3. Still having a tremendous season, a sub 1.5 ERA with 9 strikeouts and a 4-0 record. Aubrey Leech watches ball 1 up and away. There are 2 outs here in the 3rd. Inning win points already secured by Team Nichols. Now trying to target the lead.
Really comfortable with playing from behind. We saw him do it yesterday's game. They trailed through 4 innings, and then it was in the 5th inning that Kelsey Harshman tied things up. So they get down early in the game, past couple of games, but doesn't deter them.
1-2, up and in from Masson. Two. Full count here for Leach with Lily Piper on deck, who has a lot of pop. Leach taps that one into the stands. Let's go down to Savannah with more.
Talking to Bubba Nichols after her walk-off yesterday, she said the reason they're so comfortable playing from behind is because of patience and trust. Patience that they don't have to rush, that hits are going to come their way, and trust in the lineup that if they can't get it done, the batter behind them can. And those are the 2 reasons why they don't feel pressure in situations like this, and yesterday it paid off for them.
Trying to make it pay off again today. They just put Leach on or it's a pitch clock violation, actually, which we have not seen a lot of this season, but the base is now loaded for Lily Piper. First pitch to Piper. This is a 2-out hitting machine of a team.
I was thinking the same thing. 2 outs, right where we want to be. Down by runs, no problem. Exactly where we want to be in this game.
Piper, a couple homers on the season. That does get the outside corner for strike 1. And the cutouts are back today.
Yay.
1-1. Piper, ground ball up the middle. Masson tapped it. Can Piper get there? Yes, she can! Showing off the wheels. An RBI infield single for Lily Piper to tie this game at 4.
Last time up, she also hit it right back up the middle. It turned into a double play because of Sis Bates taking it on her own and then making the throw, and she does it again this time, but because it went off the glove of Masson, does not get to Sis Bates fast enough. Slow developing play after that, enough time for Lily Piper to leg it out down the line and tie up this game. How about it? Their 2-out run for Team Nichols.
Another big power threat in Jordan Roberts. She watches the first pitch down low for ball 1. Roberts still looking for her first home run of this championship season. She was tremendous in the shortened AUX season about a month and a half ago. Popped up and out of play. Roberts talked about taking her coffee shop on the road. We need her to bring that to Rosemont.
Yes.
I think it'd be great. Just set it up in the parking lot. The players can all enjoy it. The fans would be all over it too. And I know we would. Swings through that off-speed pitch from Masson.
Oh yeah, we'd be giving it a lot of business, actually.
Great crowd today here in Rosemont. First of our doubleheader. Next game coming up, Team Ortez and Team Alexander. Roberts watches it up and in. How about Odyssey Alexander, 9-1?
Is that good?
It's not bad. It's not bad. Her points entering today, her win points alone would have had her in 10th place. Inside Roberts jam, Masson with a nice backhanded play. But we are tied up after 3. How about this comeback from Team Nichols and the 2-out scoring all weekend long? (4-4) Team Davidson and Team Nichols. Team Nichols leading in the inning win points with 20 to just the 10 from Team Davidson. All 4 of their runs coming in the first. A big day today. Elimination Saturday. Pennsylvania, Maine kicking things off at 2 Eastern. Then the Canada and the Czech Republic at 4 Eastern. Those games on ESPN. Followed by our game tonight at 6 Eastern. Nevada and Ohio looking to bounce back after their game that shut down early due to weather. That game coming up tonight on ESPN. You can also catch those games on the app. Lily Piper, the assistant coach at Ohio. Her head coach here in the building. Seen them in the outfield yesterday as well. Kat Sandercock fan in the stands. How about the bounce back that she has had after that first inning? Giving up 4, just 1 was earned, some defensive miscues, but since that point has retired 6 of the last 7 in the last 2 innings, and the double to Sierra Romero is the only base runner. Taylor fouls that one off. This is only the 2nd time this season both teams have scored at least 4 runs. At AUX, we would have said this is the 2nd time today that both teams have scored 4 runs.
Well, and that stat that we had about teams that score 4 more runs in a game are 15-1. Something has to give here because someone will lose and someone will win.
Oh, yeah, you'll add to both categories. So really, it's going to be the 7. It doesn't matter now because
yes, it's
you're just going to add 1 to both.
Or 16-2, I should say, yeah.
1-2 off speed. Taylor underneath it to shallow center. Taken care of by Bubba for out number 1. All right, everybody loves to rep AU. You can too. Be sure to check out the new Athletes Unlimited softball merch for this season, including personalized player tees. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. Seen a number of those today. Saw a Sydney McKinney one earlier today. Fantastic rookie out of Wichita State. Fisher I think that is the look of somebody who has fouled the ball off of herself and many times this weekend already.
Yeah, just over it. I mean, that is just the worst.
Down 0-1 and feeling it a little bit after that foul ball. Ground ball left side, Warren dives, picked up though, long throw, Piper can't scoop it at first. Rachel Becker coming over. Oh, Jessie Warren kind of olaying that at the end, knowing she couldn't quite reach it. Here's an infield base hit for Sam Fisher.
Pulled Jessie Warren so far off the line. She dove, and I think Becker was communicating with her, maybe saying, let it go, I'm here, and then makes that long throw. Unfortunately, Piper couldn't pick it. Good try by Rachel Becker.
She's had a great week so far with the glove.
Can you believe that she was told when she was recruited out of high school that she would never play shortstop in college?
Well,
Goes to Purdue, was an All-American there, goes and plays second base at Oklahoma State, is a new position, learns a new position.
and now she's playing at the pro level.
Yep.
They never said she wouldn't do it in the pros.
Yeah.
She's got a really bright future. I'm sure she'd like to see the bat coming along a little bit better, but hitting about 222 entering this series. We've seen her put really good bat on the ball a number of times, but I think she's got a good career ahead of her at the pro level.
Yeah, just steady Eddie is what she is.
1-2 count to Hamoudi. Inside ball two. She grounded out to Warren her first trip up. Slow roller, Sandercock lets that one roll through. Harshman takes care of it for the second out. Sam Fisher might have been trying to mess with her on that one a little bit.
So many ground ball outs when Sandercock is in the circle. A lot of pitch to contact. We talked about that too yesterday with her being a rookie coming over from Florida State, where her whiff rate was 22% in college last season. And so far at AU, just been 3% whiff rate. So not getting as many swings and misses, but still getting a lot of soft contact and finding ways to get outs.
Ripped up the middle by Sis Bates. Fisher is held at third. Sis a little too far off the bag, but gets back in time. Great swing on the first pitch of the at-bat from Sis Bates.
That was such a good cut by Lily Piper and good communication to almost get Sis Bates at first base. Hard hit ball right back up the middle. That pitch is over in the middle of the plate, over the heart of the plate. Bubba Nichols throws through her cut. Lily Piper comes over from first base. That's going to be her job, is to be the cut for that exact reason right there.
Sis Bates AU merch in the stands, and that'll be the end for Kat Sandercock. Georgina Korick in the circle when we return. Sandercock gave up 4 runs in the first. Only 1 of them was earned, but since then, just 3 hits allowed, no runs, a strikeout, and no walks. She is responsible for the runners at first and third as we get a look at Georgina Korick, who started the game yesterday, went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit and 1 earned, and walked 3 while striking out 2. This has kind of been the story for Georgina this season, though. She has come into some really tough spots repeatedly.
Yeah, and it's why her record is 0-4 on the season. Had some bad luck in the circle, been really thrown into the fire several times, but she's a type of pitcher that really thrives in that situation and has a chance to get out of it here with 2 outs.
Runner goes, throw down to third, but Bates moves into scoring position now. Really is been a case of bad luck in certain circumstances. Had that great duel in Greenville last week, reliever duel with Kat Sandercock, her teammate this week. They went 3-4 innings back and forth into the 9th inning. And the winning run came across on kind of a bloop single into center field by Aaliyah Andrews off Korick. This is fouled down the left field line by Victoria Hayward. Full count.
And it was a good time to make this change with the top of the lineup coming up. 3rd time through, Hayward hit a hard line drive to Lily Piper, and her last at bat had seen a lot of pitches from Sandercock. Close game. Why not bring in somebody like Georgina Korick? Oh my gosh, pesky. That is the definition of pesky, and she knows it. There's a great pitch, change up, just barely gets her barrel there to extend her at bat.
How great is it? Heather Tarr with Victoria Hayward joining that staff, Courtney Gaino as well. To have somebody who still does it at the level Hayward does, and there it is. Speaking of pesky, just a spinner over the head of Korick, and a run comes in to give them the lead 5-4.
Just puts the ball in play, fouls off pitches, extends at bats, makes the pitcher just work so hard and at bat against her. And in no man's land. I mean, Georgina Korick is even pretty tall, but just out of her reach.
And Hayward moves up just as Sis Bates did a moment ago on the 1st and 3rd. Andrea Filler, big opportunity. They're trying to be the 2-out machine. Does catch the inside corner for Korick, 1-2 count. 55 miles per hour. I mean, we're seeing 15+ mile per hour differences from multiple pitchers across the league. Two and two.
All these close games, too. This is definitely more runs scored, I think, in this first one than what we thought was going to happen. Already 9 runs scored, and we're not even through 4 innings.
That's out of play. Filler battling after a 2-hit day yesterday. She reached and scored in the first on a fielder's choice. Korick getting a new ball from her catcher, Jordan Roberts, here. No changes among the top 6 today so far. Odyssey, Bubba, Danielle Gibson, and Alyssa Denham, top 4s. Korick gets the strikeout of Filler. The run does come across, though, and 10-inning win points up for grabs. Team Nichols needs at least 1 in the bottom half.
My name is Amanda Lorenz, and this is Blue.
This is Dolly, and this is Bingo.
This is Sage Joy Romero.
This is Mac. He is a 4-month-old mini Bernedoodle.
This is Mr. Moose.
This is Cody Edwards.
This is Mochi, and this is her sister Panda, and I've had them for about 5 days now.
She's ball crazy, and she loves food.
He's 11 years old.
I feel like he needs a monocle and like a distinguished English gentleman.
She only likes to play with baby toys.
What do you have to say?
You have a lot to say, don't you?
She is an old lady, yes, but she's youthful.
Up. She's been just one of the best things that has ever happened to me.
He is my literal best buddy in the whole world.
Oh, Cody Edwards at the end, letting us know what he thinks.
Oh my goodness.
That guy's been snuggling up all day. He's ready to fall asleep. Love all the dog days of summer at the ballpark today. We are loving it. I hope they stick around for game 2. A couple of them might need a little break. It's not too warm out, but a couple of them are gonna need some water between games.
Yeah, I need to go to where the players are with all those dogs that they have. A little, lots of snuggle time. They stay, lots of pets.
Well, 1-0 count, and again, Team Nichols finds themselves behind, but a place they have been comfortable over the last couple days. 1-1 count, 9-1-2 coming up. Rachel Becker leading things off. From Masson, fouled off Becker.
Big answer back by Team Davidson in the top of the inning. Team Nichols scored in back-to-back innings, put up that 3 spot in the bottom of the 3rd and then top of the 4th. Team Davidson answers right back.
Great pitch from Masson. Davidson squeezes it behind the plate. There's 1 out. Don't forget, more softball coming your way tomorrow. 2 Eastern on ESPN2, Team Davidson and Team Urtez. And then 4:30 Eastern on ESPN Plus, Team Nichols taking on Team Alexander. Still 1 more coming up today as well. 2:30 Eastern, Team Urtez and Team Alexander. Depending on how this one finishes, could have a chance to either have a couple undefeated teams going into the 3rd day, or a couple 500 teams, or 4 500 teams. If everybody finds a way to split today as well. It's the competition level this championship season has been, it's recency bias. It's always easy to say it's at an all-time high. Last year was outstanding. Alyssa Denham and Deja Mulipola right down to the wire. Some of the moments that we saw, Amanda Chittister, a home run in her final ever at bat. She retired at the end of last season. But this season has been outstanding.
Yeah, when half of the games have been decided by 2 runs or less, it just makes it really interesting. And it's said at the top of the show, but it allows for a hero to come through.
There's the leaderboard. You see Odyssey Alexander, about 152 clear of Bubba Nichols right now. That gap could shrink depending on the result of this game. Davidson down there, that's sprayed into left field, just past the glove of Sis Bates. Zirkle has a 1-out base hit. Remember, they need a run this inning to roll over those inning points. A lot of gold in the top 10 of that leaderboard. Odyssey Alexander and company snapping an 8-game losing streak for the gold jerseys, and doing so in perfect fashion, collecting all 120 possible win points. Quick conversation between Mia Davidson and Mariah Masson. Kelsey Harshman, one of 3 players who arrived either on the day of the first game or the day before, returning from the WBSC World Cup qualifier. 2 of them play for Team Italy, Bianca Stelli and Andrea Filler. All of them are playing in this game. Kelsey Harshman returning after playing for Canada. She arrived the day before the season started. Ground ball right side, Taylor to second, and that might have hit Zirkle to go into left field. First and second now with one away.
And Nadia Taylor's jumping up and down, just thinking about that throw. That's such a tricky play for a first baseman because of Morgan Zirkle, the runner that was at first base, running. Trying to work around her, thought she was gonna throw it just over her head, but because of Morgan Zirkle's speed, she ends up closer to second base, can't get that throw to Sis Bates. It did look like it hit Morgan Zirkle, but nothing you can do about that. It's part of the game, part of the defense.
They'll take it with just one out, and Bubba Nichols back up again in a big situation. It's kind of been incredible. It seems like every big moment for Team Nichols this weekend, Bubba Nichols has stepped to the plate. And she's come through more than not. Long run for Sis Bates, lane out in left field. Big exclamation point on out number 2.
If it's hit to the left side of the infield, you know Sis Bates has a chance to make a play. She was even taking a couple of steps up toward the middle of the field, and is able to react, change directions, and then lay out at the exact right time to rob Bubba Nichols. You can't believe it, thought it was gonna fall.
That's why you draft Sis Bates. The absolute, maybe the best range any shortstop in the world right now. Strike 2, quick strikes to Bianca Stelli. Big moment here for Masson and company to even up these inning win points for the game. Oh-2, just outside. Bianca Stelli 1 for 2 at the RBI double in the third. Later came around to score. 1-2 pitch. Swings through it. Strike 3, big time strikeout for Mariah Masson, her third of the game.
Couple of runners on base, and Sis Bates makes that play for the second out, leading to a Masson strikeout to get out of the inning. Sis Bates, just wow.
I think that first one would have been a ball on me. It was 2 in. Second one was in. She's throwing like denim, like chalk. So if you're gonna sit in, like get out earlier. I think a ball. So the thing is, that was beautiful on the inside pitch. Jeez. it slid, but her hand got in the way when her hands went up. But I don't know that they would call that, because that could be a motion that happens when you slide.
Right here.
Yeah, like we're fine. Here we go.
Even when Sierra Romero is not a captain, official captain, she's still like a captain out on the field and such a good leader for this Team Davidson team. But love that conversation about getting to that inside pitch, talking to Nadia Taylor before the home run. If you're going to sit in, get out early. It's exactly what Nadia Taylor did in her home run.
I think you also look at the way that Mia Davidson drafted her team, took Sierra Romero, took Megan Faremo, who both were captains the last couple weeks, and then you look at players like Victoria Hayward, Sierra Romero, Haley McClenny, just a lot of experience on this team. One pitch coming to Sierra Romero. We've got Victoria Hayward in a chair chat right now, just talking about all the experience on your team. I mean, what's this week been like as with Mia Davidson as a captain, but also just a ton of experience of other people who played a lot of softball in this league?
Yeah, it's been good. I think that was kind of a common theme, is like, we all know what we need to do individually and how our piece fits in with everyone else. So just really feeling like there's no ego and no one has to be, you know, the hero. So just being able to come out and just kind of chip away in that first inning was awesome. Just pressure on the defense, then coming up with a big hit. Nadia crushed it. It was awesome. Let's go.
This is
Come on.
crushed.
Come on.
Romero, deep to left. Her first of the season. Sierra Romero coming up big. Mom and Dad love it.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
But you hit a screwball?
Yes, we were watching. Well, were you watching? Were you able to see her swing?
Yeah.
What'd you see?
We were just talking about yesterday. We had a good little chat, and BP just, like, she was barreling up the ball yesterday. Denham was throwing stuff that really moved, and we were just talking about how we both needed to get the ball just a little bit more out in front. Like, these pitchers, week 4, they're like in such a good rhythm. So we were just talking about getting the ball in front. So it's awesome that she was able to get the ball out in front on a screwball, riding in on her hands. That's huge for us. That's awesome.
And her mom, Melissa, has the ball out there in the players' suite. And what's crazy, Vic, is that was a towering fly ball there by Mia Davidson.
No.
We were listening to Sierra Romero talk to Nadia Taylor when she was mic'd up, giving advice on that inside pitch, saying if you're going to sit in, get out early. And then Nadia Taylor hit that home run on an inside pitch, and then Sierra did it as well. But you're talking about, Vic, that first inning that you guys had 4 runs in the first, your at-bat being a big part of that to lead off the game with that walk, a long at-bat too. What goes through your mind in those long ABs?
I know Kat doesn't really walk people, so I know she's going to be around the zone. And I think just, you know, trying to set the tone and just show that we're going to be scrappy. I think I pride myself on just being a tough out, and I don't want to give in. And so I left with a few battle wounds, unfortunately. That was a really painful at-bat. I have like a golf ball size thing here. I hit myself like 3 times. But no, I think just like setting the tone that, you know, we're going to be like a force to be reckoned with. So I think that's my goal in my first at-bat, is just to, like, whether it's getting on base or just seeing a lot of pitches, I think, especially with someone that doesn't walk a lot of people and, you know, attacks the zone, I think that was awesome. And then, you know, my job is to, like, wear her down so that hopefully, like, Nadia gets a mistake and she's able to leave the yard with it. So that was awesome.
Yeah, Vic, it was a tough day for you guys yesterday. It can happen to anybody as far as the points go. Like, what was the team talking about with regards to just responding and kind of letting that one go?
Yeah, it's so tough. I mean, you can, like, I thought we had some good at-bats yesterday. Like, it didn't feel like a bad game necessarily. Just soul-crushing when you leave with no points. But I think just, you know, just trusting the process and that it'll fall. Like, I think my little amazing RBI hit was like the first bloop that I felt like has fallen for me. So just awesome. Can we take that? You know, you line out and then you just, like, can you compete long enough to get to the bloop to just get a little momentum on your side? So I think all of us have played. Our rookies have amazing energy. Our rookies are so fun on this team. And so that, coupled with just, like, some steady humans as veterans, I think is like, okay, dude, we hit the ball well yesterday. We don't need to change too much. Like, Nadia had 2 great lineouts yesterday, and then awesome 1 leaves the yard today. Romo looked great at the dish yesterday. She leaves the yard again. So I think it's just, like, trusting that and not feeling like you need to change too much. And I'm also saying that, like, sometimes I feel like I need to do too much, but just, you know, trusting that it'll fall and eventually the game will pay you back a little bit.
Vic, always great talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. You're awesome.
Vic.
Yeah, Victoria Hayward, her team up 2 runs right now, trying to respond after what was a tough day, but they're in a good spot. Masson in the circle. McClenny draws another walk to tie Victoria Hayward for the lead in the league. Vic just 1 hit away from 100 in her career. That's both championship and AUX. Just over Warren at third. McClenny coasts into second, first and second with just 1 out.
You can tell again that Nadia Taylor was looking for that side of the plate. Oftentimes when a hitter is taking pitches, that first one that Court threw to Nadia Taylor was on the outside part of the plate, but her hips look so quick, just thinking about an inside pitch, anticipating it. She gets it. That was about a ball and a half off the plate. She muscles it out to the left side of the field, but again, Nadia Taylor was looking inside.
In the air, Zirkle kind of did a stutter step there. They do hold the runners, and there's 2 outs. Fisher retired quickly. Frankie Hamoudi 0 for 2, couple ground balls. Here's the 2-out production. 6 of the 10 runs coming with 2 outs today. Hamoudi lifts this one out of play for strike 1.
Identical stats. 3 for 7, 3 RBI with 2 outs, 3 for 7, 3 RBI with 2 outs on both sides.
Team Nichols, we said it, all but 1 of their 7 runs scored have come with 2 outs. That's just outside from Corick.
It's one of those takes too right there where it looked like Moody was anticipating something quicker on the inner half. You can see how quick her hips were on that take, and then it ends up going outside. But to me, all these right-handed hitters are looking for something in. You could tell with the way that they're taking the outside pitch.
Got the outside corner. Strike 3 looking. Strands a couple runners, but another one across.
Sia Romero with her first home run this season, a solo home run to lead off this inning. Her mom, Melissa, loves it. Her dad, Mike, loves it. Team Davidson on top by 2.
(6-4), 10 more inning win points on the line. Team Nichols needs at least 1 for the 2nd straight inning to roll over those points or take them themselves. Don't forget later today, our WNBA matchup on ABC. It's the Aces with the league's best record. You get to see Asia Wilson. That's must-see TV. They're facing off with the Sparks. Coverage beginning with WNBA Countdown at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. Jesse Warren back up. The solo home run and an intentional walk in back-to-back innings in the 2nd and 3rd. They have scored in both innings that she has come to the plate. Watches ball one outside from Masson, who's working on her second full inning of work. Warren trying to make a move toward the bottom of the leaderboard. 43rd right now, but as I mentioned earlier, the big gaps are at the top between first and second, second and third. After that, I don't think there's a gap of more than 50 points between two players at any point on the leaderboard outside the top three.
So close.
For the rest of the field, they need Odyssey Alexander's team to lose. If you are chasing Odyssey and you're not on her team, if you're playing her, of course you need to beat her, but even if you're not playing her, to be able to catch her, to be able to make a real run at that top spot, you need her team to struggle, and that has not been the case. She has been tremendous. Two-two hit hard center field. McClenny coming on, makes the catch. How about those two gloves? Sis Bates, a big hug for Haley McClenny. That is spectacular.
Look at Sis Bates' reaction to Haley McClenny. They both make diving play after diving play, and Sis Bates was the first one to go out and greet her. Good read by Haley McClenny. The line drives that are hit right at you are so hard to judge, but she just gets a beat on it, tumbles over her shoulder, and is able to hold on to it. And that big hug by Sis Bates, who also had a diving play earlier in this game.
Gotta love those two gloves behind you if you're in the pitcher's circle. Ground ball backhanded by Romero. First pitch swinging for Aubrey Leech. 2 quick outs now.
First baseman, 47, Piper.
Experience the action of AU softball in person here in Rosemont. Join us tomorrow. Athletes for Mental Health Impact Week games at 1 and 3:30 Central. Be one of the first 250 fans in the ballpark to receive an Athletes Unlimited branded journal giveaway. Get your tickets now at auprosports.com/tickets.
Busy weekend this weekend. Could be a big crowd tomorrow. Good crowd so far today. Good weather.
Yeah, today it was the bandana giveaway for the dogs. I believe that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of bandanas on some pups.
0-1 Piper, left side. Sis Bates slides to it using the turf, and they get Piper. 3 pretty nice defensive plays. Not to be topped by McClenny diving, but 1, 2, 3 for Masson.
3 great defensive plays. A diving catch by Haley McClenny, a backhand by Sierra Romero, and then Sis Bates going in the hole and one hopping it to Nadia Taylor for the out.
Two innings to play, just 2 runs separate Team Davidson from Team Nichols, who came from behind from 2 runs down yesterday to win on a walk-off by their captain, Bubba Nichols. We'll see if Team Urtez can respond. Coming up next at 2:30 Eastern, right here on ESPN2. Taking on Team Alexander, Gwen Svekis, Danielle Gibson. Saw a couple of those faces trying to help out their captain, Odyssey Alexander, stay at the top. How about this from Odyssey Alexander? Just, 1,500 points so far. She has been tremendous in the circle, a sub 1.5 ERA, struck out 10 in 11 innings last week, an opponent average of 163. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, saw her in relief in last night's game. She'll get the start in this next game that we have coming up in about 45 minutes.
Still a lot to be decided in this one. Lots of points on the line. 70 more win points available. 50 for the overall game. 10 for each of these next 2 innings. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter with her son, who she took off last season when she had. Sis Bates ground ball picked up by Becker, and Piper's foot on the bag for the first out.
That throw ended up pulling Lily Piper off of the bag, but she still was able to keep her foot. That's an athletic play right there by Lily Piper, who can play just about any infield position, but she was determined to keep her foot on the bag, even though that throw took her toward right field.
Yeah, Piper also a talented basketball player, two-sport athlete at Akron when she started her college career. Her Aunt Kay was also a two-sport athlete back in the day. Followed in her footsteps for a moment before she went to Ohio State, where she was dominant. Corick gets the swing and miss of Victoria Hayward on the changeup. 0-1 on the outside corner. Great location from Georgina, who will be our star in the stands during game 2, so we'll get to chat with her. That is always a fun conversation about softball, about scuba diving, about anything that you can imagine. Hayward into left field. Zirkle is under it. 2 outs. Get yourself into the game by joining the Unlimited Club. Vote on game MVPs, enjoy exclusive events, contribute 10% to the player bonus pool and more for just $20 a year. Sign up now at auprosports.com/membership. There's Rachel Garcia hanging out in the players' suite in left field. Corick misses outside for ball 1. Mentioned Odyssey Alexander getting the start for her team today. We'll see Peyton St. George for Team Urtez. Great pitching matchup in game 2. Corick hits the outside corner. Andrea Filler at the plate. Team Nichols needs a quick inning, try and get these bats rolling. Did Filler go? She did.
That changeup is coming out of Georgina Corick's hand just so deceptively right now.
They were not happy about that strike call. They did not think Filler went around. And they were correct, it looks like.
Honestly, I mean, where that pitch crossed the plate, I thought it could have been a strike anyway.
Well, there you go.
It really fell off. It seemed like after it crossed the plate, but when it crossed the plate, it was right at her knees, and then you see where it ended up after when it was behind the plate.
And that could have been the call, as a matter of fact. Soft liner. What a play by Becker. Long throw, and got Filler at first. That is tremendous on the short hop by Rachel Becker. What a weekend she's having.
It's a nice thing about playing on a turf infield. You're going to get a really true hop. She stays down on that short hop, takes her time to make the throw, is closer at first base than I thought it was going to be, but Becker with the out. Say it with me now. Defense. Defense. I mean, the plays that we've seen in this game, of course, Jessie Warren over at third base, and then Sis Bates on the other side with Team Davidson laying out for one. And Haley McClenny with that catch out in center field was unbelievable defense on both sides.
Let's go into the game with Sierra Romero.
Are you kidding me? Dude, are you kidding me? You look like a ninja. That was sick.
Okay, you can take the ball.
That was sick.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
It was like ninja-esque because the dive kind of sent her into a roll. It was incredible.
Oh, I love the defense at AU.
Bates and Haley McClenny on the same team. We've seen some good stuff from Sierra Romero, too, at second base. Some nice backhand plays there. In there from Masson as she tries to finish this one out, these final 2 innings. 8-9-1 coming up. Rachel Becker on deck, who has also been outstanding with the glove this week. Ground ball to Sis Bates. They retire Roberts for the first out. Well, some big names in attendance this weekend, not just the players and superstars on the field for Athletes Unlimited, but we've seen Jocelyn Allo in the building. There she is, the home run queen of college softball, chatting it up with Brooke Yanez and Peyton St. George. I mean, great to see her here this weekend.
Right next to Cindy Romero, who also played at Oklahoma. And big deal to have her here. Rachel Garcia also out in the players suite. Both Allo and Rachel Garcia back-to-back National Players of the Year. And looking at the list here, we have 5 of the last 7 National Players of the Year right here at this field right now. Rachel Garcia, back-to-back years. Allo, back-to-back years. And then Sierra Romero playing second base right now. Star-studded softball going on in attendance.
Well, you saw Deja Mulipola out there. A couple National Catcher of the Year awards. Mia Davidson behind the plate right now. There's a National Catcher of the Year. It's a pretty good weekend here in Rosemont. DJ Sanders gonna take a crack at things here as a pinch hitter out of Oregon, but she's got an All-American nod from her time at Louisiana. She watches that strike from Masson, 1-1. Swinging at this one. Sis Bates stabs it. The throw is not going to be in time. That is a ridiculous stop, though, by Sis Bates. My goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Sis Bates, how does she do it? That ball was basically in center field, and somehow it ends up in her glove. If only the bases were about 10 feet longer, I think she would have had an out at first base, but what a stop by her.
Rachel Becker will run for DJ Sanders. You talk so much about bat control with hitters. Sis Bates, and we see it from Aaliyah Andrews, from Haley McClenny, from a number of players, but Sis Bates, it's glove control. I mean, your body going down on the dive with your glove going up to catch a short hop is just ridiculous.
And also, I mean, we were wowed by Sis Bates, but good hit by DJ Sanders, her first hit of the season. Struck that ball really well. Found a way to get on base.
DJ's finished top 15 in all 3 championship seasons so far. This is awkward to Sis Bates, going to second. Safe is Becker. That is really close. I think we might have a challenge. We will. I thought it first looked safe, but we'll see. Or excuse me, out, but we'll see.
It's worth challenging. Late in this game, we haven't had a challenge yet. She's just all over the left side of the field. Look at the angle that she took to go and cut that ball off and then make that throw to Romero, who's coming over to cover. We'll see if Rachel Becker's foot ends up getting the bag before the throw. Oh, I think she might be out.
Yeah, I think so. That should be the second out of the inning.
Oh my gosh. It was a really close play at second, though. Hard to tell. This might be, I think, the best angle, ball angle. I think she is out, but I don't know if there's going to be enough evidence to 100% see that her foot had not got to the bag yet before the ball got in Romero's glove.
This might be the look right here. That right foot kind of disappears, but
yeah,
based on the other look, if you kind of put them together, I think it's tough.
And credit to Sia Romero for hanging in there, knowing that Becker is going to be sliding into her foot, trying to keep her foot on the bag, trying to get that out.
Robbie Guest, Don Brown, and Cameron Ellison are umpires today. This review being conducted remotely right now. We'll see what the call is at second base. Safe at second. Just didn't have enough to overturn that. Don't forget the Little League World Series continues this afternoon on ESPN. 3 more elimination games. Pennsylvania taking on Maine at 2 Eastern, then Canada and the Czech Republic. We end up the night with Nevada squaring off against Ohio at 6 Eastern. We've got you covered. We've got WNBA, we've got Athletes Unlimited, and we've got Little League World Series. Ball is ripped down the right field line. Really, it's kind of it's a great time to be a sports fan. This weekend, next weekend, you get college football kicking off. Two runners on with just 1 out after Zirkle reaches. Upstairs to Kelsey Harshman. Pretty good bat to have at the plate right now.
It's been such a fun back and forth game. Both teams fighting, putting runs on the board in multiple different innings.
Swings through the 1-1 on the outside corner. One-two pitch from Masson. Swings through it, strike 3. Big one right there from Mariah Masson.
Definitely a big one. She went back-to-back with her screwball in an identical spot. Right at the knees, outside corner. What a pitch. The exact same pitch thrown 2 times in a row. It's 2 swing and misses to Harshman.
Yet again, Bubba Nichols, 2 runners on. Her team down 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Oh-1 count. Inside, ball 1, lot of speed at second and at first. A gapper for Nichols would almost certainly tie this game with Zirkle standing at first base.
Just feels like a lot riding on this at bat in terms of the game and points.
Wind is picking up from right to left. Gets away from Davidson and the runners advance.
It's a big 60 feet. Tying run now advancing to scoring position. Man, with first base open, I'm interested to see how they pitch her now that she's in a hitter's count.
Bubba 1 for 3 today. Piancastelli behind her has an RBI double, but Masson behind 2-1. Big swing there just behind Ellie Cooper in the coach's box at third base. Nichols in second place, 152 behind Odyssey Alexander. If she comes through here and her team would win, that gap will be much smaller. Hit high and deep into right center field. The wind pushing it back a little bit, but McClenny catches it on the warning track to strand the 2 runners. To the 7th inning we go.
A couple of hitters on Team Davidson getting out early on inside pitches in this game. Nadia Taylor with a 2-run home run back in the first inning, and then Sierra Romero hitting a pitch about 2 balls off the plate inside. Still gets her barrel there for a solo home run. Her mom, Melissa, out in the players' suite, cheering her on. 2 home runs in this game for Team Davidson.
Yeah, helping plant some more trees thanks to Aspirations support. They are committed to planting 10 trees for every run scored this season. Here's the home runs this year. First couple weeks, 17 of them. The last 2 weeks, ramping up just a little bit, up to 21 in the last 2 weeks, 3 of them today.
I will say, I think that the East Carolina field, that was a little bit smaller, where there were 9 home runs hit in 2 games, helps bring up these last 2 weeks.
Yep. That is correct. We saw have seen 10 home runs in those 2 games. A lot of them were solo shots. We saw a lot of balls fly over the wall. Romero would love to do that again, add a little insurance here. Georgina Korick, she has been solid in relief. 2 1/3, 3 hits allowed, just 1 earned run and a couple strikeouts for Georgina. And Jordan Roberts helping out Sierra Romero with her IFB down there, so we can talk to her occasionally and get some mic'd up. You know, it's so great from Sierra and from Jordan just to make sure we're all set up here in the production truck. Two-one, upstairs 3-1. Tough count here against Sierra Romero. Outside corner, strike 2. Romero thought she had first base. Sierra was a captain in back-to-back weeks. Drafted her sister Sydney in both of those weeks, but split up this week. Sierra fell just out of the captain's spot along with Megan Faramo, and there is the walk for Sierra. 8 points for her. She is just 16 behind Aaliyah Andrews for 8th place. Now, Athletes Unlimited and Topps have unveiled the first ever set of player trading cards that feature all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined into one set. It's from last season. Those sets are available at Target, Barnes & Noble, hobby shops, and through Topps.com and Fanatics.com. Nadia Davidson, that is just the 5th pitch that she has seen all day. This is the 4th time she's come to the plate.
Yeah, usually really aggressive, and I think Team Nichols understanding the importance of where Team Davidson is at in their lineup. Being down by 2 runs, you want to keep the score exactly where it's at. Can't let a home run happen late in the game right now.
Big game to finish up for Mia Davidson, because with a win, she would pass Alyssa Denham back into a captain's spot for 4th place. Now Denham has another game to play tonight, and then of course both of them will play again tomorrow. A lot can be decided. Ortez also right there. She's in 6th place. Davidson deep to right field. It is back and gone! Mia Davidson right into 4th place with a home run and some insurance for her team in the 7th.
There have been so many turning points in this game, going back and forth, and you can put it on certain pitches that just pull momentum and change the game, and this is one of them. A 2-0 count. Talked about Team Davidson, Nadia Taylor and Sierra Romero turning on inside pitches, but this time Mia Davidson goes oppo 245 feet over the right field wall, and a 2-run home run by Mia Davidson, the captain, to extend this lead. That was such a big swing, and what Team Nichols just could not let happen here in the 7th inning, but Mia Davidson steps up.
A league-leading 4th home run of the season for Davidson. Hit 5 in the shortened AUX season. That was a record. Big swing for Mia. Swings herself right back into 4th place. 190 now behind 3rd, Danielle Gibson. There's the leaderboard as it stands. Alexander and Gibson, 2 of the top 4 will play in the next game. Odyssey will get the start. But Mia climbing up now. And she's actually tied with Danielle Gibson for 3rd place. They are 190 behind Bubba Nichols in 2nd. So what's the best way to catch somebody ahead of you? It is to beat them in a head-to-head game. Odyssey Alexander, could she become the next Athletes Unlimited softball champion? We have never had a repeat champion in softball. The first one was Taylor Moreno in lacrosse. She just capped off her 2nd straight champion run last week. One-two pitch coming to McClenny. Still nobody out in the top of the 7th against Corick.
Don't you think Odyssey's probably pulling for Team Davidson here, with knowing how close Bubba Nichols is to her going into this game? And
yeah, if she knows, that's definitely, I mean, that's what's interesting about everything is, especially last summer, let's go down to Savannah first with Mia Davidson.
Thanks, Chucky. Mia, there have been shifts in this game, taking it back and forth, and that at-bat, what shifted things for you?
I think just the momentum our team has, you know, everybody trusts each other, and we were just talking a plan, and we stuck to the plan and just keep passing the bat.
Each group is different, and you're leading a new team this week. What stands out about this Purple squad? I
love how we have a mix of everybody. We have some veterans, we have some rookies, and a little bit in between, and how we all have different experiences. We're sharing it, and it causes us to trust each other more, so I like it a lot.
I heard you chatting a bit with Mariah Maison and Megan Framo, kind of going into this last half inning. What is it that you were talking about with them and that you're looking for to finish out this game and hold on to the lead?
I mean, both of them can compete no matter what. We're seeing them just ready to go, maybe change things up or just keep it rolling, because Mariah's pitching a heck of a game, so who knows?
Thanks, Mia. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, Davidson with a win today would improve to 3-2 as a captain. As I was mentioning, though, it gets really exciting, of course, in that last week, especially when if you are at the top of the leaderboard and you maybe play in the first game of the day and then you get to sit and watch. And we saw that last summer at AUX with Danielle O'Toole. She finished up. She was being chased pretty closely. And so she got to watch a 9-inning thriller that was ended with a grand slam by Courtney Gano. But at that point, you know everything. So you do start to really root for one team or another so you can finish the job. We are going to have a pitching change here. Georgina Corick's day is done with McClenny on first and nobody out. We'll get a look at Shannon Sale. Could this maybe be a start for McClenny? Big defensive play, couple walks. I mean, she's always seems to have good at-bats no matter what, but I think I'm just waiting that eventually it's going to click for Haley McClenny and she's going to start, the base hits are going to start falling.
Well, the good part is that she's finding a way to get on base. She's at the top of the league in terms of base on balls, so the first thing is get getting a good pitch to hit and having that plate discipline, you can check that off. Then you can maybe start to work on some other things, or maybe some hits just start to fall for her.
Well, for Team Nichols, here comes Shannon Sale in her second season out of Tampa, Florida. Played her college ball first at Florida International and then finished up at Oklahoma. Of course, won the national championship in 2021. Having a pretty good season, a 4.77 ERA, but a couple of the numbers that jump off the page for her, just a 222 opponent batting average and 8 strikeouts in 7 1/3.
Yeah, it's all about her just throwing strikes. You see 7 walks and 8 strikeouts. She throws strikes, it's tough to hit.
There is Gwen Svekis enjoying dog days at the park.
I love it. Oh my gosh. I want to pet that dog so bad.
I know, we're gonna have to make sure you are back in the booth for our next game, which will probably start about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this one. It was scheduled for 2:30 Eastern, but a little bit after that. Right now, Team Nichols really needs to stop the bleeding right here to give themselves a chance in the bottom of the 7th. It's a 70-point 7th inning, basically, because you have rollover points for the first time today, which yesterday it seemed like every inning we had rollover points. Nadia Taylor watches the first pitch down for ball 1.
Well, a turning point to me, too, was last inning in the bottom of the 6th when Bubba Nichols came up with 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs. Hit a deep fly ball that I think if the wind was blowing a little bit out and wasn't blowing across the field, it could have gotten out of here. And if that happens, there's just so many little points in this game that you can turn to that have been the points that have shifted this game. Some lucky for one of the teams, some at some points unlucky. It's gone back and forth, but a lot of different points in this game that you can look to.
3-0 to Taylor with a 4-run lead and a runner on base. She will watch strike 1 on the outside corner. Nadia 2 for 3, a single and a 2-run shot. She capped off that 4-run first. That gets through into the outfield. McClenny holds up at second base. Still nobody out. 4 batters have come to the plate in the 7th. They have all reached. 3-hit day for Nadia Taylor, 60 stat points for her. Not to mention potentially some big win points coming her way. Sam Fisher looking for her second hit. Watches it inside for ball 1. Surprised at the high-scoring game to start the day? Ooh. Sam Fisher does not love that. Hit by the pitch. It's 8 points for her. That did not feel good.
Next up, the right fielder.
It's been some plate appearances for poor Sam Fisher that have just led to some bumps and bruises. Past couple of games, past the whole season, actually, it seems like, oh, it just hurts. Right on that back wrist, or right wrist.
Maddie Husky now in, who replaced Andrea Filler in right field defensively. She gets her first at bat of the day. Big situation, bases loaded with nobody out. Already a 4-run lead, but could really just about put this one away with a base hit here. Husky 2 hits for her career this season, popped up foul territory. Piper dials it in foul territory for out number 1. The bottom of the order for Shannon Sale against Sis Bates now. Single and a couple ground outs for Sis today, but it's really been about the glove, as it is so often for her.
Yeah, think about the plays that she's made, and if she didn't make those plays, how this could be again, a different game. There's so, you could say something about each inning. It feels like that could have totally changed the way that this game has played out up to this point.
Softly into center field, Nichols coming on. McClenny will not go. I think that's a wise choice. 2 outs. You're right, a lot of them defensively. Sis Bates, Haley McClenny, and even Rachel Becker. I mean, if you think about it, they're down 4 runs, but where would this be if she hadn't made some of the plays she's made today? On the flip side, they could have made some defensive plays in that first inning to help out Kat Sandercock, and that's really what set the tone for this game.
Great point. That Victoria Hayward, I mean, I go back to the first at bat that Victoria Hayward had. It was just epic. It set the tone for the entire game. 12, 13 pitch at bat?
I think it's 12 pitch at bat, yeah.
At 12.
Hayward off the glove of Sale, trying to scoop it to third. I think she did. How about that? What a hustle.
Wow.
Unusual.
Do whatever it takes mentality. Such a heads-up play by Shannon Sale. We've been talking about the defense in this game. Look at her stick with this play. Literally roll it over to Jessie Warren for the force out. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Athletes Unlimited Softball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Mertez hoping for all smiles. It has been that for Team Davidson today. Megan Faramo, the starter yesterday. And how about Team Alexander? They are ready to roll right now. Everybody all friendly in the outfield. Kelsey Stewart-Hunter and her son, and Tori Vidalis out there. But, man, if you don't want Odyssey Alexander to be cruising in Week 5, you better slow her down now. 9-1. They snapped an 8-game losing streak for the team wearing the gold jersey. The win points alone would have her in the top 12. First pitch from Masson, outside, ball 1. Team Nichols needs 3 runs to pick up 20 points. They need 5 runs to win this game and pick up 70 team win points. Good spot there from Masson. Good spot in the order here. 4, 5, and 6. Biancastelli, Warren, and Leach trying to set the table. Goes outside to Biancastelli, ball 2. There's Jessie Warren in the on-deck circle. 2-1 pitch. Hit in the air, McClenny underneath it, 1 out. A reminder, Sam Fisher got hit in the wrist, her throwing wrist, when she was at the plate last inning. She was kind of shaking it off, stayed in the game and ran, but Nadia Taylor has replaced her at third base. So hopefully Sam's all right. It might just be a precautionary thing. Nadia can play third and really good last summer with the glove.
And then Maddie Husky went out to right field, Filler into first base, which Andrea Filler, I feel like you could fill her in at any position, right?
All righty.
Play anywhere.
All
play
right.
anywhere. No, but you really can. Like, you can pencil her in anywhere defensively.
I've seen Andrea play a lot of shortstop over the years as a professional. But you're right. There's Sam Fisher just hanging out right now. Hopefully she's all right. Talking to Erin Dixon, and she does. That thing's all wrapped up. Hopefully that is nothing serious.
She's okay.
1-1 to Warren. Oh my goodness. That's a tough strike to take.
Yeah.
One, two.
And you could tell that that's where Mia Davidson has been calling these pitches, is up and in on Jessie Warren, even going back to her last at bat, trying to get her to chase a rise ball out of the zone.
Mia Davidson just wishing that would stay in. We saw her make a super athletic play behind the plate yesterday, kind of ran up the wall. Ground ball left side, Nadia Taylor. Ooh, and that throw into the baseline. Warren is on with just one out. Some work in the second batter that she's been in defensively for, and Nadia will wish she had that one back. Now to Aubrey Leech. Just outside from Masson. Don't forget Team Alexander, Team Urtez. It'll be Odyssey Alexander, the superstar from James Madison, in the circle for her team, going up against Peyton St. George. Leech high in the air to left center. Hayward ranges over, 2 outs.
The first baseman, number 47, Piper.
Great ball game all the way through. Team Davidson regained the lead in the 4th, added another in the 5th, and then 2 more in the 7th to take control and possibly take 100 of the possible 120 points as far as win points are concerned, to Romero, and here it is. Big performance and a bounce back from Team Davidson after being shut out yesterday by Team Alexander. They respond and take it 8-4 over Team Nichols. Mia Davidson trying to climb up that leaderboard and keep her captain's chair. Don't forget, one more game coming up here on ESPN2, Team Urtez and Team Alexander. For our entire crew, I'm Chucky Kemp. We'll see you soon.